Hello, my friend. Welcome to the video. My name's Steven. Let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click the like button. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. I'm going to be posting content like this all the time. And this year, I have learned many lessons about life and about business, and I want to give you the top 5 lessons that I've learned in 2023. You can learn some, and you're ready to fire in 2024. So let me know if you have any lessons that you learned in 2023 that you can put in the comments. I would love to hear some of them, and of course everyone else would love to hear them as well. So thank you for watching, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So just to give you a quick little background, 2022, December of 2022 was when I started my marketing agency, my SMA agency. If you're familiar with the term social media marketing agency, I moved forward into 2023. I started expanding as much as I could, doing as much as I could to grow. I will say I had a lot of bumps on the way. I did not necessarily reach the goals I planned to reach at the end of 2023, but I'm going to be honest, I was too immature to make the goals that I had for the end of 2023 in 2022. Like, my goal was to be like a multimillionaire by the end of the year. I didn't understand the level of difficulty that this was going to be before hopping into it. So I had really unrealistic expectations for something that I knew nothing about. Now that I'm here, I've learned some lessons along the way. I've hit some potholes, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you everything that I've learned. Stick around for number 3, because this one changed my life. Coming in at number 5, this one comes from Alex Hormozi, and it is: saying no means saying yes. And to give my explanation for this, saying no means to say no to everything. And that doesn't just mean, video games, porn, TV, bullshit things. That means literally everything. And I didn't understand that for a while. I thought that, like, oh, well, why do I have to give this up? Why do I have to give that up? Why do I have to do X, Y, Z? When in reality, I realized that when you actually say no to all these bad habits and you say no to all these other things, even if they're good, they could be good things too. Giving up these good things or bad things help you say yes to the thing you want to do. In June of this year, I decided to start what Alex Hormozi would call a season of no. And a season of no is basically where you say no to everything except work. And that meant little hangouts with friends, little like going to coffee shops, going out to bars, watching TV, social media. Like, I deleted social media off my phone. I stopped playing video games finally. And I will say the month of June was my best month for growth and productivity by far this entire year. I kind of sloped back down after that season of no. Like, I kind of started bullshitting, and I'm just going to be honest. 4th of July really fucked with me. Interesting. So once I started to say yes to working, I was actually more prepared to take on higher levels of work. Like, there was a time where I just didn't think I could actually put in more than 8 hours of work, and I was quickly proven wrong after saying no to bullshit. Once I cut out all the crap, it was like, oh, I have all this extra time. Like, that's the thing. It's like, now it's like, oh, I have all this free time. What am I going to do? And it's like, well, I might as well just do the thing that's going to make me money, or do the thing that I want to do. So that's basically the first lesson. Saying no is very, very important. And also, I want to give you another tad bit too. It is hard sometimes to say no to friends and family, especially when they're like, come on, bro, like, I know you love to hang out with us. One big thing that I struggled with was a lot of my friends were graduating from college, and a lot of people were coming back in town for summer. So they were like, oh, so-and-so's back in town, so-and-so's graduating. There's always going to be a reason to go out and get drunk. I promise you. And as someone who was in a fraternity in college, that was like everything we did. Every single day, we found a reason. Taco Tuesday, it's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. Thursday, it's the day before Friday. Friday, it's the start of the weekend. Saturday, it's Saturday night. Sunday, might as well keep drinking, right?
Wrong.
You're always going to find a way and a reason to do something. You'll always be able to find a reason to drink. You'll always be able to find a reason to hang out with your friends. If you have real friends that actually care about you, when you say no and you tell them, hey, I don't want to hang out because I'm busy doing this thing and it means a lot to me, if they're real friends, they will understand. If they try to peer pressure you more and they don't listen to you and they keep nagging you and bothering you, they're probably not your friends. And so it's better off anyway that you don't hang out with them. So there's number 5. Number 4, this one comes from Andrew Tate, and this is: get angry at your situation. Now, I heard this back in July of this year. When I first heard it, I was like, oh yeah, I get angry at your situation. Like, I'm angry. And I didn't really realize like what that actually entailed. Like, I didn't realize how you would get angry at your situation. I honestly think the best way to get angry is just to get shit on. Like, all the time.
Get shit on! Your ass! Your ass! Shut the fuck!
For me, that only happened, I'd say, about a month ago. I was forever just BSing. I was like working, but I was like kind of not working. And I was more into like self-improvement. So I was more worried about like meditating and reading than actually like getting anything done. It wasn't until recently where I'll say like my business partner got a really nice car, like kind of recently. So that's one thing. I keep seeing like all these guys on the internet with like really like super jacked, and I'm like not there yet. Right now I live in a house with my college fraternity brothers who I love dearly, but they're getting drunk every night and like staying up late. And that, you know, that's them, that's cool. But like also it just doesn't align with my character anymore, and it keeps me up just sitting here. Those are a few things. And also I'm not making goals that I want to reach in terms of my business and my life. So yeah, I'm kind of fucking pissed off and I'm sick of it. And also I don't have a car. So I have been biking and running everywhere for the past year and a half. And I am fucking sick of it. And it's getting cold outside. And like every person I pass by ever, like now especially, they're like holding themselves like this with the, you know, it's like it's always late. It always feels like because the sun goes down earlier. So like everyone's like, it's like dark outside and everyone's like this, and they just look like as soon as I pass them, they're just ready to like up it on me, bro. It's awful. It is a shitty situation. And even like I can't take girls on dates. Like what am I supposed to do? Like call it Uber? You know, and then also I don't really have enough money to even support a date. So it's like, I can't even go out to dinner or like hang out with people. And every time I decide not to do something, someone's always like, it's because you don't need money. Like I'm getting pissed off. Like I'm sick of it. So the best thing to have happen is just get punched in the face multiple times. If you haven't been punched in the face, what I'd recommend doing is really, really think about it. What all is going crappy in your life, right? Doesn't it seem like everybody else is doing pretty good? Doesn't it seem like you never have any money? Doesn't it seem like you can't seem to hold a relationship for fucking 5 minutes? Like, doesn't it seem like you're not as big as you want to be? Get pissed off about those things. Anger will get you motivated. Motivation comes from deprivation. So if you see a big gap between where you are and where you want to be, that is where the motivation comes from, because you are not at that point. As soon as you don't have deprivation, you are no longer motivated. Now, if you're disciplined, that's one thing, but motivation's nice. It's like it's an add-on. If you want to have more motivation, get pissed off about your situation. That's number 4. That's from Andrew Tate. Number 3 is upgrade your basic attack. And this comes from Hamza, who is a big self-improvement guru on YouTube. And he has his own like community and all this. If you're watching my video, there's a good chance you've heard of Hamza. Upgrade your basic attack. If you've ever played video games before, you would kind of understand this. Say like in a video game, you have that, you know, that starter attack, the thing that you start out with, right? Maybe it's a punch, or like you have this like sword that you like, maybe it does a little bit of damage to the enemy, but it doesn't kill them, right? Or it's not the best. And then after a while, after you've done like enough of your basic attack, you like build up enough stamina or something to like use your big attack, right? So you have like an epic attack that like kills a bunch of enemies at once. But you have your basic attack that like you use all the time. It's like the punch, you know, the jab. Anyway, Hamza says to upgrade your basic attack in life. Whenever you're attacking life, whatever that basic thing is that you do, just change it. By the way, your basic attack is what you do when you get bored. Whenever you're awake, you're attacking life. What you're doing when you're bored is the basic attack. For example, say you scroll through TikTok while you're bored and you're just like sitting in bed. Just upgrade it a little bit. You don't have to go like super crazy. Maybe instead of watching TikTok, you could like watch some documentary about something important, learn something. Maybe, you know, watch a YouTube video. This doesn't say that you should just constantly like stick to that basic attack. You should always be upgrading it. And that also doesn't say that you should cope with yourself for not doing the things you need to be doing with the basic attack. You should always be finding higher basic attacks, but actually attacking, like doing work, doing your schoolwork, going to the gym. But your basic attack is very, very, very important. So maybe instead of TikTok, you started watching a documentary. Instead of documentary, then you move to podcast. Podcast, you move to audiobooks, and then audiobooks, you move to actual books. So now when you find a couple of seconds here and there, or you get bored or whatever, instead of instinctively just pulling out your phone and scrolling through TikTok, which is fucking up your brain, bro. Like, you are cooked. If you're watching TikTok all the time, like, you are cooked. It is so awful for your brain. You're reading a book instead. And the book is more of a delayed gratification activity, so you're more used to having that delayed gratification. But if you're sitting here scrolling through TikTok and you're not even fucking, you know how they put like on the top half it's like the streamer, and then like the bottom half it's like some guy like doing parkour on Minecraft. If you're watching the fucking thing on Minecraft and you're not even knowing what's going on in the video, do not watch TikTok. It is so horrible for you. It is awful. Your brain is up. If you're watching the thing on the bottom and you're like barely paying attention to the thing on the top, your brain is fried. Like, stop watching that shit. It is so horrible for you, bro. And you see how you scroll like so quickly through everything? It is awful for your brain. You can't even sit through a fucking 3-minute video, 3-second video. You have to keep finding the thing that's going to give you dopamine. How about you sit down and read a book while you're bored? Get used to things not always being so much fun and getting pleasure from everything. And that way, when it's time to work, you can actually sit down for long hours of work and be ready. And that way, instead of fucking playing video games and bullshitting, you're reading books, you're gaining knowledge, you're sharpening the axe for when it's time to work. So upgrade your basic attack is number 3. And my other tip with that too is just make sure you remember whenever you catch yourself doing the basic attack that's lower than the upgraded version. So say you maybe you have it written down, like from now on I'm going to listen to podcasts as my basic attack, maybe like in the car. If you catch yourself listening to music, just switch it to the podcast right in that moment. The last tip is actually going to help you out a lot with that. So we're going to get there in a second. Number 2, this one also comes from Alex Ramosi, and this is what hard feels like. So I think he put out this tweet, and I don't know if I'm saying it verbatim, but let me just try to remember it. This is a message for the gladiators in the arena. Business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like.
That's what she said?
This is why 90% of people cannot make it. So this is what hard feels like is a saying that I say to myself very regularly because it resets my brain and it helps me realize that it's okay to feel shitty about my situation. If you're going through a hard time, things aren't going your way, this is what hard feels like. And it sucks, especially recently where I've just been punched in the face over and over and over again by business, by the gym, by life, by like just these little things. Like even today, I'm getting over a stomach bug, which I didn't even realize was real. I didn't believe in stomach bugs. Like I thought it was bullshit, right? I thought it was just a reason for you to be like, oh, I'm straight. A stomach bug apparently is a real thing. Yeah, I've been like throwing up for the past 3 days and I had a lot of work I wanted to get done. I was just like dead inside. And it sucks. Like life is always going to throw shit in your face and you're going to have to get up and accept it, because if you're able to fight off the shit when it's thrown at you, you'll be able to fight off the shit when you land in it, right? You'll be able to get up and get away. And I know from firsthand experience, when I've had shit hit the fan in my life, I wasn't able to control myself. I wasn't able to handle my emotions, take care of myself and act like a human being about it. I would get really irrational and really like emotional about stupid, it could be like the dumbest thing. And I'll say a lot of times this emotional instability came from drugs, alcohol, and just not being disciplined, not getting up every day and putting myself in hard situations. So you need to put yourself in hard situations. You need to be prepared when times are hard. And if times are hard, this is what hard feels like. So accept that. You don't realize how angry and how frustrated you can get so easily and how quickly that can turn into something really, really horrible. So try to control your emotions and understand that shit sucks, especially as a man. Like shit's always gonna suck as a man, but it's okay. This is what hard feels like. This is how it's supposed to go. That's my second one. If you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like, subscribe. Hope everything's going really well. Hope you had a great holiday. And let's go ahead and get into the last one, number 1, which is become a sayer. And this is also from Andrew Tate. Become a sayer. A sayer is somebody that says they're going to do something and then does that thing. I learned this probably around June or July of this year, and it helped me increase everything 10x in my life. Like I just got so much better at everything because whenever I had a thought of doing something, I would do it. Whenever I said I was going to do something, I would do it. First of all, the only thing a man has is his word and his work ethic. And if you have word of iron, when you tell someone, I'm going to be here at this time, at this place, and you do that over and over and over again, becoming a trustworthy person, becoming a respectable person will align with your identity and people will believe you and you won't be a liar. But the more you lie about doing things, when you say, oh, and I'm sure this is probably you because I've been there too. Oh, I'm going to start my business this year. I'm so excited. Or even, here we go. We're going into 2024. I'm going to start my business 2024. Let's go. Time to get started. And then the first day, it's like, oh, I'm hungover from New Year's Eve. Oh, I don't feel good today. Oh, whatever. And all of a sudden it's February and you're like, oh, screw it. Well, I'll just smoke a little bit more weed and maybe next year. Like if you need to wait for the new year to start for you to like get better, you're lost. That's the problem. So don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. If you say you're going to do something, do that thing. It doesn't matter. Let me just give you an example, right? Say you're about to sit down and you're about to do some weight, right? Say you're about to like bench press or whatever, and you sit down, and right as you're about to do the bench press, this little thought in your head comes up and says, you should do 15. And you were originally going to do 10. So like, you know, you're doing like 4 sets of 10, and right as you sit down, your brain says, do 15. If you believe in yourself and you believe in your mind, and you give your mind power, you will pump out those 15. And also I will say, you need to make yourself feel like shit whenever you don't do the thing you said you were going to do. There was literally one time this year where I was in the sauna and I was supposed to do 30 minutes and I got to 28 minutes and I walked out and I was like kind of being a bitch about it. Anyway, I go to my car, well, my roommate's car, and I leave the parking lot and I'm like halfway to my house. And as I get halfway home, I pull my phone out to like check something, and I see the widget that says like 2 minutes and 3 seconds left, and like instinctively the car just turned around. Like 2 minutes later I was back in the sauna. Like instinctively I just turned the car around. I didn't even like mean to, it just happened. And then like I hopped back in the sauna and I added like 20 more minutes. I was like, you're gonna leave on 2 minutes? Well, we're gonna do more. If you keep listening to that king voice in your head and you don't listen to that little bitch voice, you will succeed. So every time you tell yourself, I'm gonna do this thing, do that thing. Even if you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna do 1,000 push-ups today, I'd say even go tell other people you're gonna do it too. That way you look like even more of a dumbass if you don't complete it. Then you have to, there's no getting out of it. Whenever you think of doing something, do that thing. And I promise you your life will get better. Become a sayer, make your word iron, do the things that you think you're gonna do. Do the things that you say you're gonna do. And if you do these 5 things, your life will turn out a lot better. So just a quick recap of everything we went over today. Number 5, saying no means saying yes to the thing that you need to do. Number 4, get angry at your situation. Number 3, upgrade your basic attack. Number 2, this is what hard feels like. And finally, number 1, become a sayer. Your word is iron. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. If you're watching this after Christmas, have a wonderful 2024. Happy New Year. Have a great year. Like, kick ass this year. Do everything that you planned on doing and more. I guarantee if you stick with these 5 rules I just laid out to you, you will have a great year. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Stop scrolling through social media because it's a horrible basic attack.